What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project X Talk Extra, where we cover news, games, or whatever else we want that didn't quite make the main show. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Man, and today I'm joined by the human alpaca himself, Tom. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
We have the future of esports, Aman. How are you?
I'm doing as awesome as ever.
And Mr. Physical Copy himself, Ethan. What's up?
Ready to go play some Elden Ring, Kevin.
For sure. Well, try not to keep you too long here. I know you're running on fumes already. Just did a podcast. Appreciate you sticking it out to get second place in Jeopardy.
Second place, yeah.
For anyone that didn't watch the podcast, but go see who won. Go see who won, and it's just a fun listen to in general.
Spoiler alert! I was the winner.
Were you
Yeah.
now? Okay, all right. Well,
with 1,300 points.
All right. Well, today we're talking about EA and specifically FIFA. So, in an article from Andy Robinson and Tom Henderson, EA CEO Andrew Wilson has said, quote, given employees a frank appraisal why he believes the company could be better off ending its 30-year relationship with FIFA. The status of the license has been in question for months, and apparently Wilson told staff in an internal company meeting in November that the FIFA license has been, quote, an impediment to EA's ambition for the game series. According to the anonymous source, Wilson claimed, quote, FIFA has precluded EA from expanding its games into modes beyond traditional 11v11 or broader digital ecosystems, and suggested the only value EA gets from the license in non-World Cup years is the four letters on the front of the box. EA's current 10-year deal expires after FIFA 2023. So, I play FIFA basically every year. I get mad at it every year and think, why am I playing this garbage? But I've done it for a decade now, and I would love if some other company got the FIFA license, because EA has ran this into the ground. Despite what they're saying, I can't possibly see how FIFA is precluding them from making the game better. I don't see EA, or I don't see FIFA being like, hey, you got to make chip through balls and pace abuse OP every year. That's how we want it. Like, I doubt they're giving them specific instructions like that. I doubt they're saying, let's make every game mode feel different, but all bad. None of them feel good. Make the AI not be able to defend. Like, it's just poor development. So EA, I understand from a licensing standpoint, you probably don't need FIFA. You said you got people like Nike and Adidas and other big sports sponsorships wanting to throw their name on whatever soccer game you make or football game you make. But I'm going to go where FIFA is, because I don't like EA that much as a company. I don't think they have the players' best interest in mind. And Ultimate Team is a scummy practice. So for me, I think you should look at yourselves before you start pointing fingers. I'm going to open the floor up now. I'm going to go to Aman, our other resident soccer fan. What do you think?
Football, not soccer.
Football. Listen, there was an American podcast.
Football.
This is an American podcast. We got to appeal to the demographics, but I'm with you. It's football. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go where FIFA is, but I don't really know who would develop a FIFA game other than EA, since they've been doing it since like forever. So
don't worry, Konami got your back.
2K.
No, but like
you said you'll go wherever FIFA goes. Konami gets FIFA. There you go. No need to make that face cut.
That's the thing. If FIFA becomes anything like PES, it's gonna be trash.
It's already trash, bro.
No, it's gonna get worse.
Okay, listen, will I still play EA's football game? Yeah, probably, if they have all the licensing, because I just want the players. Well, they can have the players in PES, but the teams, like, I'm not playing the North London Reds, all right? Like, I ain't dealing with that, all right? You better give me Arsenal, or I'm going to whatever company has Arsenal. But Tom, Garrett, or Ethan, not Garrett. Garrett's not here. You guys don't really care about soccer. You constantly make fun of us for watching it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know much about soccer, but I know a thing or two about video games. And the only impediment to the FIFA franchise is EA. I think we can all agree on that. They have continuously done scummy business practices with the FIFA franchise, which they haven't done with their other franchises like Madden. So the toxic way that they do, I think it's called Ultimate Team on FIFA. You haven't seen that on whatever the equivalent is on Madden. I haven't played a Madden since 2011, so I really can't talk on the modern stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said it during the podcast last Thursday, Square Enix is the EA of Japan, because of how out of touch they are. This just proves my point that EA is American version of Square Enix, where they are just completely out of touch with reality. They want to find a scapegoat because it seems like all they care about is what their shareholders think and the money that they're going to make on their franchises. The name of FIFA has absolutely nothing to do with the lack of success in the franchise. It's all about the game development.
Tom, what are you thinking?
I can personally care less if they change their name, and that's looking at it from like an outside perspective. I don't see the value of really just having to fixate what did they want, like a $2.7 billion reinstatement for the IP.
Something like that.
To me, it's in terms of EA. Like, I know they want to make money. I understand that aspect 100%. And I can't think of when I was looking into the story, I can't think of the value of the FIFA brand, which is just a tournament that happens every so often, where these players are still playing every year. They don't need, and if I was the one managing EA, I would be thinking the same exact thing. I am not going to name it FIFA. I'm going to give it my own generic football name for my specific brand, which I won't have to pay any licensing for, because I'm already going to have to pay licensing for all the teams and all the players. I think that's more than enough. I can't see FIFA. The name itself doesn't add anything to like the actual franchise, and that's where I was thinking. I couldn't think of anything that FIFA actually provides to it besides just a namesake.
I think the names. Sorry, I think the namesake is a big deal though, because there are millions of people every year that's like, when's FIFA coming out? They're not like, when's EA Sports football game coming out? That, like, it's kind of like Madden, how you just know it as Madden. Madden itself has kind of surpassed what the actual game, like, it's its own thing now.
Yeah, but they'll have to transition regardless. Are they going to go to PES? No, they're not going to play that anyways. So pretty much the only choice is still going to be EA Sports title or whatever their soccer brand they want to be. So they really don't need them. Those people are going to funnel in. I get that. The naming is going to be different convention for people because they're going to be like, well, when's the next FIFA coming out? They're going to get accustomed to whatever the next thing is going to be. And it doesn't have to be FIFA. And no one, I mean, unless FIFA dropped that price tag from like that $2 billion, Konami's not going to want that either. So they'll have to sell it at a bargain or not have it at all.
Mm-hmm. Amon, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing you said, because the FIFA name holds so much value.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make sense to just discard it.
Yeah, I just think if some other developer got it and they threw it on their box, they're like, oh, that's the next FIFA. Like, oh, I guess EA's not making it anymore, but like that's FIFA, so I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a worst case scenario for them. But I look to an example because the only sports games that I really play is MLB games, and they did that where they had to do the transition from 2K to the show. Because they had to transfer the license and new name, new brand, and all that stuff, and people just migrated. Okay. I think people who are really into sports video games, the only thing they care about is, are my favorite players in it, and do I know this is the main game that's being made every year? Because that's the cycle of sports games. There's one every year, and we know which one it is. There could be 4 different soccer games that come out every year, but we know the one that's the actual soccer game that comes out. You know what I mean? Like the actual main one. So I don't think people will care if they name it FIFA, if they name it UEFA or whatever that other stupid league is that you guys made fun of me for saying earlier.
UEFA,
whatever, or Premier League or whatever you want to call it. People are going to flock to it. So if they want to shed the FIFA name, go for it. people will still know you have the licensing and people will still flock to it. Just stop making crappy games. That's the big deal here.
Well,
I
they have
agree.
nice hair. Nice hair
They-
physics, dude.
They really
Good hair
don't.
physics.
They show it off every year, and then you get in the game, and it's like they really don't. It still looks like a bunch of strands.
Most
of,
soccer players have stupid
together.
haircuts, so they got
hold up now. All right. Now we're getting into something, okay? They are the epitome of fashion, okay?
I can't talk. I haven't gotten a haircut in a year, so you know.
I've known that life. Pandemic started. I didn't get a haircut for like 18 months. The top was down over my ear, guys. Like literally, I literally had so.
Why
crazy.
even comb it over at that point? Just put it in a ponytail.
Well, it just goes this way. My hair's just cut, like it just naturally goes to the side now. Like I've been doing it so long. So this is Project Haircut. Thank you for showing up. But yeah, no, I'm with you guys. As long as the game is good, I think people will find it. The product ultimately is the most important thing.
Mhm.
I don't know how many people actually play the World Cup modes every 4 years when they're in FIFA anyway. Like, who really cares? It's basically just their other game modes reskinned with the international teams, which are already in the game. So it's useless. I don't understand what they're doing. I just want a better game. But that's what we got this week, guys. Anything else before we head on out of here? Because I got to beat a snowstorm.
Me too.
All right. Plugs, go. Ethan, where can they find you?
They can find me at White Cedar 1 on Twitter and Gravy3448 on Xbox.
Tom,
And streaming on Friday with me, right?
wow, this is
Friday.
Going out. This is
Oh
going
yeah,
out.
you're right. This is a Monday show, guys.
Yeah.
Retroactively, maybe.
Go watch our stream.
Go watch the Elden Ring stream and the podcast. All right, we got content. Go check it out.
yes.
Tom, where can they find you?
Twitter at Alpaca Tom.
Amon, where can they find you? You're muted. He's saying Liverpool Football Club sucks. Mohamed Salah is a fraud.
The best player in the world at the moment.
Sure.
You can find me on Twitter at Amon_M05.
And you can find me at the Muffin Mon. So one instead of an I and an O instead of an A. Follow us at Project X Talk. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video. Rate us on all podcast services. We appreciate anyone checking us out. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you next Monday with another Project X Talk Extra. Goodbye.
Peace.